Hello and welcome to our new podcast. Today we're going to interview two experts in light pollution in the Piedmont region. Hope you will enjoy. Why does light pollute and what is the optical pollution? Well, optical pollution is included in light pollution, but it is the excess of light that we find on objects, subjects, or areas that shouldn't be illuminated. For example, optical pollution is what a person experiences outside a sport facility or a small stadium lit up at night. Inside the stadium, the playing field is illuminated to allow spectators to see the game. But if the projectors are not well designed or there is excessive illuminance, people or animals outside the stadium can be disturbed by this lighting or luminous flux, which is not only directed towards the playing field but also toward the external. Basically, light pollution is given by two components. The luminous flux emitted directly upwards and towards the celestial vault from the light sources, even if this is prohibited today by legislation in Piedmont. And the other is the reflected light from the excessively illuminated surfaces, such as the surface of buildings. Okay, next question is there a way to reduce light pollution? What can normal people do to help? Therefore, there are two approaches. One is the technological one. Today, we certainly have the technology to illuminate only when needed and only where it is needed. The recent luminaires that are installed are already designed, even though an optical system and with correct installation, to direct the luminous flux only towards, for example, the road, the cycle path that must be illuminated. But surely what is also needed is a correct design. The professional who designs the lighting system must ensure that the quantity emitted by these light points is strictly necessary. And then there are aspects related to both the project and the technologies. For example, those that make us use flux regulators, so in the central hours of the night when fewer people move and maybe it's not necessary to use a very high luminance, the luminous flux emitted can also be reduced to 30% compared to the 100% that was designed. Or there are adaptive lighting systems which adapt to the amount of light emitted on the basis, for example, of the weather conditions or on the basis of the traffic detected at time. Therefore, there are sensors that measure traffic and weather condition and adjust the amount of light accordingly. This at level of public lighting and external public spaces. Then it is clear that each of us as citizens can also do a lot, because our homes are clearly full of outdoor spaces, especially private ones, such as corporate ones, but also companies or commercial companies that illuminate their outdoor spaces even at night must make sure to use lighting systems that do not emit light upwards and that use adaptive systems or systems connected only to the passage of vehicles. For example, in a commercial area where there is a parking lot, has to make sure that they are activated only in the strictly necessary light points and that in any case the amount of light is reduced to a minimum when not needed. Then you also know that private houses often have courtyards that are lit almost all night, and it is obvious that the good practice of the citizen is to make sure to avoid lighting even in their private spaces when not needed. Last question, what are the consequences of light pollution to health? Well, doctors say that light pollution and an excess of artificial light can cause health problems. I am thinking, for example, of those who work at night who do not work with natural light can suffer from insomnia or drowsiness during the day. This prolonged over time, yes, can cause health problems. Here, the research is not on an advanced stage, and there are hypotheses of certain types of tumors as a consequence of too much exposure to light, but only after a long exposure to artificial light. But the Piedmont region have a regional agency for environmental protection It is a technical structure to support local public administrations, and the regional law that was approved in 2000 has now been amended and provides for technical support from the agency. But today, a capillary monitoring has not yet been implemented on the territory. There are no control units installed as atmospheric or acoustic pollution, but there have been significant monitoring when a citizen complained to the municipality because he was bothered by too much night light. So just in this case, the region through APA goes to make checks and goes to make measurements to support the municipalities. Light pollution causes various damages and is also the cause of alteration to the ecosystem. Harmful insects proliferate in crops. Fireflies risk extinguishing, so alteration in the behavior of nocturnal birds may occur. Proliferation of arachnids and a decrease in the efficiency of photosynthesis. The interview is done and thank you for joining us.